Hi, friends. Welcome to Race to Rise podcast, a place where we discuss bite-sized wisdom nuggets with easy-to-follow practices to live a better life. I am your host, Mital Patel, a parenting junkie, Ayurveda enthusiast, and an advocate of conscious living. Happy New Year! So happy to have you all here. Thank you so much for being here, for listening to me. Cheers to new beginning, new year 2022. Let's rock this year. Let's be more aligned. Let's live a meaningful, a conscious life with our children. Let's be the role model that our kids need to feel safe, heard, seen, secure, and loved. So let's celebrate and let's go with the intention and action, and let's manifest the life. Let's create the life we want to live. So if you don't speak your dream out loud, how will you ever make it come true? Listen to this again. I heard someone say this recently, saying, if you don't speak your dream out loud, how will you ever make it come true? And I believe if we don't speak our dream out loud in front of our kids, how will we show them that they can do the same, right? We need to show them that we believe in ourselves so they learn to believe in themselves. So let's be the parent today where we can model the behavior and we can teach our children to believe in themselves, to live their dreams, to dream big, right? To dream big, to speak their dream out loud and live a conscious, aligned life. Let's make it meaningful here. And so one thing that I really wanted to share before we live, so today's episode is going to be all about drafting a family vision. Yes, for last two episodes, we looked at some journaling prompts on to reflect about the last year, what we did, how it went, and whatnot. And then last episode, we discussed about some questions that we can dig deep into about how are we going to make this 2022 count. And so today I wanted to share some questions where you can, with your partner, or if you're co-parenting or if you're a single parent, sit with yourself. If you're single parenting, if you're co-parenting with your partner or with your husband or wife, sit together and create this family vision, because there are endless ways to live a meaningful family life, but you do have to choose one, right? You have to choose one. So let's together with this creating the vision plan, let's aim high, take the next step and keep going towards your goals for your family, right? That's how we're going to create the results and the reality and the dream life that we want to live. And I believe that what the new year brings to you will depend a great deal on what you bring to the new year. This is actually not my quote. I don't remember who said it, but this was already said. And so don't quote me for that. So but I truly believe that what the new year brings to us, it all depends on a great deal on what we bring to the new year. So I really want to ensure that we are all bringing, our best selves this year. And with our children, we're creating something and we're showing them. And this has been keep coming to me from my recent book that I've been reading, The Midnight Library. And I believe Dr. Laura Markham also says that she says that children learn what they live. And this book, Midnight Library, that I've been reading, it was keep on saying that sometimes we learn what we live, right? It's important for us to live in order for us to learn something. So we're gonna have to create, lay out the vision for this whole year so that we can choose a path and we can create a life of a meaningful that we want. So without taking a further ado, let's look into some of the questions so we can dive deeper into creating a vision plan for 2022, for family vision plan for 2022. Because I'm a firm believer that families without vision can, feel disoriented and scatterbrained. And at some point, we also feel like we're so behind. We wanted to do so much, but we couldn't do because we didn't have, a plan laid out, or we didn't even know what we wanted, right? Let's start with there. So then what can we do? This is why we're going to create a plan for our family so that we can experience, the blissful life that we really want to live. And so what are we going to have to do? We're going to have to dive deeper. We're going to have to work through these questions. So this might take you 30 minutes. This might take you 1 hour. This might take you 2 hours. So whatever it takes you, take your time and create this, right? Because hey, it's been only 7 days. So we still have time. We still have time. Let's start. I hope you all hope you all relaxed after the holidays. Hope you enjoyed a lot with kids. And now that kids are back to school, you can focus. Let's get back to it. So if you don't have your goals set this year yet, we're going to create a concrete plan today. And this is all about a family vision, a family plan, because we all have our personal goals and personal plans. But as a family, we really need to create something together. So give something to your kids to do so that you can really think through. Because at the end of the day, you are the parent. You will be modeling this for your children, and you will be the one facilitating the environment to your children. So let's do this. Question number 1. What do I want? This question comes up again and again. Now, last week we discussed this question, what do I want, was in terms of our goal and our wishes, like personal. Today we wanna look into it. What do we want really as a family, as a mom or as a dad, as a parent? What do I really want? Right? So we're gonna have to spend some time reflecting on this past year to find out what didn't go the way we wanted it to go. So like, according to the plan, or what were you like really dissatisfied with, right? Or in fact, what do you think is still like really bugging you in terms of what you wanted to get it done, but you couldn't? Of course, let's put the pandemic on the side, but be realistic. Like, don't forget that we have been, so don't push yourself too much. Have some grace, have some mercy for yourself. And at the same time, like reflect on what are you like really dissatisfied with. Dig deeper into why, that this really hurts, and what's not right yet. And just wanted to share a little resources that we're going to share this plan based on the author Don Miller. His work is amazing. Recently, he launched a book, Business Made Simple, and then before that, it was about marketing. And I really like how he takes us like all about messaging. It's all about messaging in terms of who the villain is, who the hero is, what's the plan. The one thing that I really like about him is he teaches like the problem is not about just the external. What's the external problem? What's the internal problem? And what's the psychological problem? So we're going to look into all of these. So first, find out what do you really want. And you can ask yourself like, what am I unsatisfied with, or what's that something not working and didn't go with according to the plan. Or I have a big dream. What is that big dream? What's something that you always wanted to, accomplish? What's that something that you really wanted to achieve, and you've always wanted to live certain way and you haven't done it yet. So what do you think you would really make you, would really satisfy you with the wants? So look into it. Or you can even actually guess it, that what's that fantasy or the hope? Like, what do you really want? As a family, what do you really want? Do you want your kids to listen to you? Do you want to go on family vacations? Do you want to, have warm meals? Do you want to focus on physical? What do you really want? Okay. And then you can focus on this want. So you can just have, one or a maximum up to 3 wants, like really, really, like from broad perspective, like I really want, great physical health, mental health, vacation, whatever that is, whatever that looks like for your family. And from this want, you can ask yourself, okay, I really wanted this, or I really wanted to have this work out, but it hasn't yet. Now look into what is the problem? What's the problem? Right? What's the external? So like you can break it down, like I said, how Don Miller said. You can break it down in terms of like what's the external problem. So like what has kept you from achieving this dream so far from the outside? Is it the people? Is it the budget? Is it the time and time management? Is it the energy management? Is it the lack of resources? What is the external problem? Then you can ask yourself, what is the internal problem? Is that the mindset? Are there fears, self-doubt? Like, do you really want this from inside? Like asking yourself, like, do I really want this? Are there any concerns or worries? So are there any beliefs? So for example, I procrastinate because of my perfectionism, or I'm not good enough, or I'm not worthy, or I am just afraid that I will let someone down, etc. These are internal problems. Then what are the philosophical problems, like psychological, philosophical problems? Because sometimes things just seem so impossible or wrong to us. But we need to understand that what are these big life beliefs that we think are stopping us from achieving? Is it, do we have the beliefs about the world, or is it about the should be's? Because, we're all conditioned. Is it about the worldly condition? Is it about that, I'm not a good parent, or good parents ensures to have warm meals, good parents ensures to have vacations, whatnot, whatever that looks like for you, right? Or I'm supposed to be able to do this, or I'm supposed to be, having my house clean on a daily basis, or I'm supposed to be vacuuming every day. What is it? What's the philosophical problem that you're facing? And from this, what you can do is you can figure out what's the core problem that has kept you from, getting what you really want. Most of the time, it ends up being that huge belief system. The philosophical problem is that core problem that's just, it's like, okay, outside it looks different, and then inside it's different. And psychologically, philosophically, it's just totally seeped into our subconscious mind. So we like find out what is the real problem behind you not achieving the dream last year, or you were not able to achieve the plan the way you wanted to. Okay, so now you know what do you want, and now you know what's the problem. So now the question number 3 is, what's the solution? What can guide me, or who can guide me, right? Do I know someone who has already accomplished my dreams? What are the values that can guide me? This is a core thing that I learned in my coaching training, that in life, everything is about values. It's, what do you value? Do I value connection? Do I value togetherness? Do I value, self awareness? What is the value? What value drives? Do I value quality? Do I value quantity? What drives you? So it's important for you to find out what are your values, or what are the values that can guide you in this direction. So find out who can guide you. Maybe you can check out some podcasts or books or mentors or hire coaches, or, you know, work with someone, take courses, whatever that looks like. Find the solution. It's about you. It's for you to brainstorm these solutions. So write down the list of resources that you can invest in, or, resources that you can get. Look, whether are there blogs that you really want to learn into? Are there courses that you need to take? Do you have to, what do you need? What do you have to learn? Or how can you pave your own path? Who can or what can guide you? So look into that, dig into it. And once you brainstorm these solutions, question number 4 is, what's the plan? What's the plan? What's the next step? Because as a coach, we believe that it's not about, being stuck in the problem. Rather, we're all resourceful and we can all get the help and we can move forward. It's about moving forward. What do we need to do? So write down, just make a list of your guides or the values, and then think about the steps that you really need to take. And this could be that, okay, do I need to join, a coaching group? Or then what's the schedule? Lock the dates, look into the calendar. What's the task that you need to work on? Do I need to, make any trips, or do I need to work with someone? Do I need to read an article? Do I need to listen to a podcast? What it is? Are there any purchases that I need to make? Are there any investment involved? Do I need to buy books? Do I need to, invest in courses? Do I need to invest in coaching? What is it? Then you can look into the information that you need. Do I need some kind of a plan, strategy, or what is it? What does it look like for you? And then figure out what is that first step of your plan that you're going to need to take next, right? That you're going to need to take right now. And then once you have the plan, figure out what's that first thing that you need to do next, right? Because it's all about small steps, big priorities. So if your big priority is achieving that dream, or, living that dream life, then what's that next step? Or what do you have to do first? Look into it and make a commitment to yourself on being committed and being accountable to take these smaller steps in order for you to achieve big dreams. And as a safety net, write down what happens if you fail taking the steps, right? Write down the reminders. If I fail, I will blah, 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 blah. If I fail, I am still a good parent. Or, if I fail, whatever that looks like. If I don't take action on my vision, what am I going to lose? Like we discussed last year. Technically last year we discussed this. It's already last year in my brain. Anyway, so you need to remind why your dream or vision is so important to you, so that, you stay committed. And then, of course, remind yourself that failure is nothing but a feedback forward, right? It's a feedback. One of my leadership coaches tells me, so I have a leadership coach, and during our trainings, he says, there's no such thing as feedback. It's about feed forward, right? Because when we say feedback, we always think that that's negative. So the failures are not feedbacks. It's not about negative. It's not that you can't do it. Failures are feed forward. They're feed forwards. Okay, so now you know this didn't work. Okay, what's next? Let me try something else. Let me see. So now you know not to repeat the same thing. Now you have another opportunity for you to work towards it. So failure is not an option. In fact, there's no such thing as failure. It's just feed forward. Okay? And finally, ask yourself, what does success look like? what's your measure of success? Because everybody has their measure of success different. Success might look different to everyone. For some, it might look like the money coming. For some, it might look like the freedom. For some, it might look like the recognition. For some, it might look like the impact that they're making. For some, it might look like the inspiration that they're being. So it could be different for everyone. So find out what does success look like to you or look like for you, and then write down in your plan that I'll know I'm successful when, or it's not really like, oh, when I achieve, that's when I'm successful. No, but this is a checkpoint. This is like a reminder. Okay, when I feel confident, I know I'm successful. For example, I'm just making stuff up right now. But so find out what success look like for you, and because the measures are different. So that is it. Create your family vision plan. Work through these 7 deep reflective questions and create a plan for yourself. Whether the starting want is like, I want to be a conscious parent. I want to be a conscious parent, for example. Now, the conscious parent is not about being perfect. So the problem could be like, because I really think that conscious parents have everything figured out. That's really not the fact. It's not the fact, right? It's not true. In fact, imperfect parenting is conscious parenting, because we fail, we get back up, we fail, we get back up, we learn how to respond better and better every day. It's about practicing. Recently, I heard this in a reel that it's all about practice and practice and practice and practice. And it's true. Conscious parenting is about practice and practice and practice and practice and practice. And the speaker says, practice makes men perfect. And then he goes like, no, that's the wrong belief. Scratch it. Throw that belief in the trash can. Practice makes improvement. And we're here to be the best version of ourselves. It's always me versus me, right? It's never me versus some other parent, or it's never me versus you, or me versus her, or me versus him. It's me versus me. And we all want to be the best version of ourselves for our children and for ourselves, because we all want to live, peacefully and consciously. So dive deep into the family vision and create the family plan that works for you, and thrive and rise together. P.S. This is something that I've been learning from other parents and other coaches and the mentors. So this is not something that I have created my own, but what I have learned and I have created, what worked for me, is what I am sharing. Just wanted to throw that disclaimer. I don't want somebody to go and claim that, these questions are my creation. I am sharing what I have tried and what works for me. And so just sharing my learnings, and not necessarily what works for me might work for you, but it doesn't hurt to give it a try, right? Because it's all about doing things differently in order for us to achieve the result that we couldn't achieve last year. So have fun, work on your vision, and just enjoy. See you next time. That's it for this week's episode of Race to Rise. Be sure to sign up to our email list at risewithmittal.com and join us again next time for more wisdom about life, kids, and everything in between. I am Mittal Patel, wishing you happy raising and rising.